Episode 14, 1/4/2020, still in January. When will this fucking month end? Hello dear listeners, how are you rascals? Good to be back. I'm at home, thank fuck for that. 5 days on the bloody road. I have returned to the bay window. I am sitting out looking upon the misery that was Storm Brendan. It's a grey and dreich. There's a fucking good Scottish word. Dreich. When it's weather like this, it reminds me of Glasgow. That grey sky that only really exists in Glasgow. Any day of the year, any fucking type of weather, Glasgow will have a delightful grey sky to keep your depression at an optimum level, you know. You don't want to be too happy or sad as a West Coaster. So you have that constant grey, bleak film that covers your entire existence. Anyway, we're back, man. We're back. How the fuck have you been? Have you been good? It's been a week since we spoke, man. Hope you've been well. Thanks to everyone who's listened. Thanks to everyone who's got in touch, man. Got some good questions for this episode. We'll get into that in a minute, right? Fucking hold your horses. We've got a wee bit of housekeeping to do first. Let's get it out of the way, right? Let's get the business side out of the way. You know, let's put the money in the bedside cabinet. Let's get all that dealt with first, and then let's get down to fucking business. We kick off the tour, White Noise tour, starting up again, 2020. Kicks off January 25th, East Kilbride Arts Centre. Fucking amazing venue, man. Beautiful little arts centre. Was a wonderful gig last time. If any of you came out to East Kilbride Arts Centre last time, you'll know that is the infamous gig where the tour manager for the first time decided to fucking come on stage beside me and we couldn't get the bastard back off again. So January 25th, East Kilbride Arts Centre. February 7th, Barfield's Theatre in Largs. And February 23rd, Webster's Theatre in Arbroath. Two beautiful gigs as well. If you are in or near any of those venues, come along. The rest of the venues and the rest of the dates, are all on the website, and that is where you go to get your tickets or contact the venues directly. January 25th, East Kilbride Arts Centre. February 7th, Barfield Theatre in Largs. February 23rd, Webster's Theatre in Arbroath. scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk. Get your fucking tickets, and I will see you in the battlefield. Now, if you've been to see the White Noise show before, fucking come back, man. Come back and enjoy it again, right? I'm that good. The storytelling is that fucking good. It's worth seeing again. But if you have got any friends or family who have not been along, send them my way. And if you've got any mates who is feeling a wee bit down or a wee bit shitty, fucking send them along, right? The show is about mental health, but believe me, it's funny, man. Alright, so there you go. January 25th, East Kilbride. February 7th, Largs. February 23rd, Arbroath. I will see you there. Now let's get into the meat, man. I was away for 5 days last week. Long fucking time. A long fucking time. I hate being away from home now. You know, I like gigging, and I like, oddly when I'm touring, it feels different because I think if my mates, right, used to joke about, you only work for 20 minutes a week. No, I don't particularly. I don't mind club comedy, right? It's a good laugh. I don't mind it. I prefer to MC or host club gigs. But if I need to do a set, I'll do a set, and believe me, I'll fucking smash it. But it's a long way to drive sometimes, you know. A lot of the work still is in England, Wales. So you're maybe driving 4, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours to get to a gig. And you're doing 20 minutes, you know. And now, I don't know if it's because I've been doing this a few years now, a while. I enjoy the long form stuff. I enjoy doing the tour shows. I enjoy doing an hour plus. I enjoy it. I feel as if that's when I'm at my best, when I've got time to kind of settle in and stretch a show out. That's why I find writing fringe shows or tour shows so easy, because I find writing in that long form much easier than writing kind of short 5, 10, 15, 20 minute bits. So it feels like a long time to be away from home when you're driving and you're staying over there, you're heading out to the next spot, and you're maybe in a town for 2 nights because you're doing a weekend somewhere, And it can be a long day to build up just for 20 minutes, you know. So maybe that's why it's a bit more tiring or a bit more kind of gets you down rather than being on tour, because you'll maybe get a venue earlier and you can kind of get set up, and then, you know, it's your night, and I don't know, man. But it also, it's a situation now where I've never really been happy before. I've never been happy with my home life for a very, very long time. So to be away from, you know, be away for the missus now for 5 days, it's too long, man. I don't want to be away for that length of time. I don't want to be away for the wee man, for the tour manager, you know. You want to be at home. So it's a balance. It's a balance to get right. But it was an odd couple of days. Harrogate and York. York I've played to before. Harrogate, first time there. Very posh, man. Very posh. But posh in the sense of, I always find that because some people may think my comedy's a bit harsh or maybe a bit sweary or a bit dark, I always find it real posh people, right, like upper class, they love it, man, because they're as fucked up as us. You know, that's the odd thing about the class system for little what does still exist. The very top and the very bottom have always got on. You know? In my opinion anyway, they've always mixed working class and upper class. I think I've always mixed, because the lower class, the working class, right, the bottom of the ladder, us, people listening to me speak now, we don't give a fuck, you know? We just want to have money in our pocket for a drink, be happy, live a good life. We don't really give a fuck. We don't really care about hierarchy, power, structure. We're not really interested in that. And the upper classes tend to be people who are maybe born into a lifestyle, you know, and they just want someone to have a laugh with and fuck about with. And then it's that kind of bunch in the middle, the fucking the cunt level, who maybe come into money, you know, or feel as if they'll never be truly accepted at the top level. And whenever I find it, if you go to a place that considers themselves posh, in the sense that everybody's got a bit of money and everybody's got an opinion and everybody thinks they're fancy, you know, they're the ones who are very reluctant to let themselves go, in a sense. And I don't know if it's because they're afraid to be themselves. I don't know if it's the whole keeping up with the Joneses bullshit where they try and put on this false act. But the gig that I did in Harrogate on the Wednesday, it was a fucking hard one, man. The guy who was on before me was quite a soft guy. So I sat and watched the set, and I thought, it's an odd one to be doing comedy for as long as I've done it, and to have done as many different shows and rooms, venues, audiences. You still question yourself. You still get nervous, you know. You still get in your own head. And I can remember sitting at the back watching it thinking, they're going to fucking hate this. They're going to fucking hate it. And I thought about doing different things. I was going through my phone to find old notes, and then of course I've got a new phone, so I don't have my old fucking notes in it. And then at the end I thought, you know what, fuck it, they're getting what they get, man. We will dilute it slightly, but they're getting what everybody else gets. And it went okay. I'll say that, it went okay, but it was more of a struggle than it normally is, in the sense that you had to kind of, it felt as if you were leading them by the hand and saying, it's going to be okay. I had to keep emphasising, you know, it's just words. We're here for a laugh and then it's real, but all that kind of bullshit, you know, when you get people who are a bit, oh my god. York was nice. York was a lovely gig. Again, more normal people, a good mix of normal people. And then Northampton the weekend, Friday and Saturday. Northampton Glee, I love it, man. Staff are incredible, which makes a big difference for you when you're there for the full weekend. But I've said it since day one, and I'll say it until the day I die. That bit of England, like Northampton and Derby and all that is England's shame. I don't know what happened to the education board around that part of England. I don't even know if they've got an education board. I don't even know if the people go to school. I'm going to be honest with you. I imagine that the education system in Northampton is children watching reruns of Love Island and X on the Beach. That's what I imagine the education system is. Occasionally they'll break for a bit of colouring in, and then maybe they work out how to weigh grams. I don't know. But, my God, those people are thick as shit. Lovely people, man. Like, it's never a bad gig, and that's the thing, man. You know, because sometimes you go to places like, I hate Liverpool. I hate gigging in Liverpool. It's been years since I've gigged there. I probably will never gig in Liverpool ever again. I have no intentions, want, or desire to gig there. I don't enjoy it. I don't think the people have a sense of humour. They just want their own kind. That's fine. I don't need to go there. But Northampton, whenever a gig, it's a nice gig. It's enjoyable. It's easy, but it's never. You never feel fulfilled by it. You never come off stage in Nottingham and go, fucking hell. You know, I'm now the mayor of Nottingham. You always come off and think, I don't know if they understood any of the words I was saying. I get heckled on Saturday night, and it was a husband and wife, and this was the 3 heckles that they gave me. Now, there's no context for any of these heckles, right? Because none of them made sense whatsoever. And it wasn't a heckle like a full sentence. It was 3 words. Right, well, 4 words. 2 words and a name. This is the heckles, right? The first bit was talking about being born in the 80s and how raising children now is different. And he heckled me with Israel. That's it. Israel. What? Never followed it up with anything, but never like try to conceal himself as if, oh, I've just said something daft. He just went, Israel. I went, did you say Israel? Israel. And then nothing. Carried on. His wife, about 3 or 4 minutes later, shouted Barnsley. Now, I don't know if they're going through possible holiday destinations, Israel and Barnsley, right? Maybe Barnsley is the Israel of England. I don't know, right? I haven't spent enough time in Barnsley to fully be able to give you feedback on that. But she just shouted out Barnsley for no reason. And then last but no means least, towards the end, maybe 3 minutes to the end, and I get pissed off. I went after the pair of them after Barnsley because they annoyed me then. But they were just so drunk, man. They were gone, right? They couldn't even. Some of the stuff we're saying was pretty brutal, and they were just laughing away because they had no idea what was going on at this point. And then about 3 minutes for the end, I get heckled kind of on build up, so I had to just stop and change it another story, which fucking really pissed me off. But he just shouted Jeremy Beadle. The guy just shouted Jeremy Beadle. And I went, Jeremy Beadle. Jeremy Beadle. This is the thing with getting heckled, man. I don't mind it. What happens a lot when you get heckled is it's not a real heckle. It's like somebody's just so involved in the night or so invested in it that they don't actually understand what's going on. They don't actually understand there's people around them. You know, they just think it's you and them, and they say something, and then sometimes they get embarrassed by it. And I think it's very important for an act to be able to distinguish between the two. There's nothing worse when somebody heckles from like a place of love, and then an inexperienced comic goes after them and tries to destroy them. That's horrendous to watch, man, because it turns the audience against them. The other side of that is the worst one is when you get heckled and you then go to engage them and they just shut down because they're a shite bag. You know, that's when you've got a real choice to make, and your choice is, do I have enough control of the room to move on? And if you're confident that the room is with you, then you can just move on and ignore it. But there comes a time when you just have to fucking look at the watch, see how long is left, and then just go after that person for however long is left of that set. And sometimes you just got to do it, man. And I wanted to go after this guy. I really wanted to go after him, but he was just so gone. He wasn't understanding anything. Wrapped up a wee story and managed to move out. Again, enjoyable gigs, like nice gigs, but just some of the people you meet, man. And also, here's a wee tip for any audience goers, right? See if you're going out as a group of lads or a group of girls, right? It's 2020 now. Sex is fucking fluid. Gender even. Sex isn't fluid. Well, I suppose sex is fluid. But see if you're going to go and do coke in the toilet, right? Now, I'm not going to fucking tell you no to do coke, okay? Or any drugs for that matter. But what I am saying is, cocaine, okay, cocaine, okay? Colombian marching powder, right? El Salvador's finest, is not a drug to take during a comedy show, alright? And then, if you do want to take El Coco, don't all fucking walk in together, right? Don't 6 guys walk fucking 2 by 2 like it's Noah's Ark into a toilet to fucking blow 80 quid up your sniffer. Don't do it, because you're going to get chalked out, okay? 30 seconds, boys, to a minute. If you're all pals, nobody's going to fucking bump each other, right? Nobody's going to take a big fat line. You're all going to get in there and do a wee key each, right? Calm down, okay? Because it's very obvious if you are sitting watching someone on stage, especially if there's a bouncer there, and then 6 guys all go and walk into the fucking toilet together. There's my wee tip for any audience goers. Just space out your bumps. Space out your bumps. Space out your bumps. That could be the title of this episode. Episode 14, Space Out Your Bumps. But yes, next weekend. Good to be home though, man. Fucking good to be home. Did a gig in Glasgow on Sunday afternoon for Gary Little, for Nina the Whippet. Gary's dog Nina got knocked down by a car a few weeks, maybe months ago now. And as always with vets, because they are fucking scumbags. The vet fees were well over £4,000, so Gary put together an amazing lineup, man, of comics to do a wee charity gig, and it was brilliant. It was nearly 300 people there. Incredible turnout, wonderful gig. Myself hosting, Des McLean, Phil Differ, who I've not seen in years, man, and Phil Differ's fucking unbelievable, man, just amazing. And then Big Gary closing. So to everybody who came out, fucking well done. Thanks for supporting an amazing cause. And to everybody who was there, who's bought tickets to see me in March for the new show, thanks for doing that as well. Well done for you. So, good couple of days. Good to be home, man. Nice to be back. But the weather is fucking grim, isn't it? The fucking bull, Brendan. It's a grim one. I tell you what else is grim. While we're on this, fucking Dracula. Now, I don't know if you have watched Dracula on the BBC. Should you watch? You should watch it, because everybody needs to see this, and for the wrong reasons. My wee Margaret, had, I think she was the first one that asked me if now I hate scary things, right? I'm getting a bit better as I got older, but certainly when I was young, hated scary movies, or anything scary for that matter. I don't mind a good thriller. I don't mind a good thriller. I sound like you're fucking grand. I don't mind a good thriller, son, you know? Something that makes you think about it. I don't mind violence or horror if it is relevant to the story, right? I don't mind people getting cut up or fucking scary stuff happening if it is part of the story. I don't like things just jumping out on you or fucked up stuff for no reason, right? It annoys me. So, my wee ma asked me if I'd watch my wee mother had asked me if I would watch Dracula. I think I'm losing my mind, man. I think I'm losing my fucking mind. My mother had asked if I watched Dracula, and I said no. I thought she was talking about some like old rerun, right, or something that had been on. So apparently the BBC had made a new programme called for Dracula, right, Count Dracula, and it's 3 episodes, right, the classic BBC format, 3 episodes. And so the other night, Sunday night, we got home, we went out for dinner. When I got back, a really nice tapas place in Edinburgh, La Casa. Used to be a tapas place a few years ago. I think it was still the same name, and it shut down and it reopened again. And fuck me, it was good, man. Oh my god, it was good. Gambas pil pil. Oh yes. Meatballs. Come on now. Fucking. If you're looking for a wee... Tapas is one of the things where you wouldn't necessarily go, do you know what, I could fucking murder a tapas. It's not really a... it's not really if I'm hungry dinner, you know. It's a civilised, maybe a bit of chat, you know, relax, couple of cans, maybe a bottle of wine, you and the wife, right? Chilled. But fuck me, this was good, man. This was good. And this is the good thing about having a vegetarian for a partner, right? And see if you order anything meat, yes, fuck me, that's yours yourself, mate. That is yours, you know? That is yours. And again, see if you go to a tapas place and they say, well, we would suggest that you go to 3 to 4 dishes each. Order 6, man, right? Order fucking 6. Order as much as you want. Just order everything and eat it all. It's dynamite. Anyway, La Casa. So went there for dinner, came back. I don't know how it came into my head, but I remembered someone talking about Dracula. And I says to Mrs., do you want to watch this? And she says yes. We stuck it on. And episode 1 was good. Right? It was good. It was good enough to want me to watch more. Now, it was good because I think that there was some gory bits in it, some quite kind of horror parts in it that were, real horror and real gore. Now, there's a bit in it where, and if you've not seen it, you'll see it, I'm no spoil, but he appears to be someone else and then rips the man's flesh from his own face, right? So as if he's wearing him as a mask. And that was good. There was another bit in it when Dracula is going up the stairs with a baby, and you can hear this baby crying in a kind of carry bag thing, and you just know he's going to go and fucking drink or drain a baby, right? And even that, you're going, that's pretty dark for the BBC, man, right? And the other bit with the baby, when it becomes a vampire and you see it fucking crawling, man, that was pure fucking train spotting stuff. That was pretty grim. Now, what I'm trying to say is that there was quite a few bits in it where I thought, fucking hell, this is pretty decent for the BBC. That's what I did think, because if you've ever watched anything in the BBC in the last 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, right, it is fucking diluted, dulled down pish, right? It is fucking shit. They just don't want to offend anybody. They don't care about the quality of the content, the quality of the stuff they put out. They don't give a fuck. They just don't want to upset anybody. That's it. Just vanilla, fucking toe the line bollocks, right? And when I watched this, I did think, fucking hell, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Like, if this is episode 1, it can only go up for here. And then episode 2 was a pile of shite. It felt like some really fucking cheap Agatha Christie Poirot fucking murder mystery weekend on a boat. It was garbage. And the third episode, I had put a thing out on Twitter last night saying how I just thought it was bollocks, and I got about maybe 12 people had messaged me separately to say they never lasted past 15 minutes in the third episode. And I always do this thing where me and the missus, if I'm watching something, she'll look at me and be like, this is shit, and I go, I know it's shit, but I have invested this much of my time now. I need to see this through to the end. And it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. That third episode, it felt almost as if they had 3 different writers, and someone's written the first episode, and somehow excuse me, somehow they've managed to get that through commissioning without them realising. And then they filmed the first episode, and then somebody's actually read the script and went, oh my god, we can't have this guy writing another 2 episodes, and they've got somebody else in for a second, and then they've given a work experience guy the third episode. It lacked everything. It tried to be a dark comedy without any comedy. It tried to be a horror without any horror. It was the most stupid, nonsensical storyline that I have ever seen, or seen for quite some time. And the ending of it is not only utter dog shit, but it's just fucking nonsense. It's one of those things where you're watching a film or a TV series and it's so shit, and it's a bit where it goes to end, like it feels as if it's ending, and in your head you go, see if it ends here, this is the fucking biggest pile of shit ever. and it ends. That's how Dracula ends. We're watching, I'm going, if this is how this finishes up, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen. And then it just fucking fade to white, and that's it over, and you're going, what an absolute pile of dog shit. I almost urge you to watch it if you haven't, just to see how bad it is. It truly is one of the, especially the third episode, it is one of the most fucked up storylines I've ever seen in my life, ever heard in my life, ever watched in my life. You really have to question some of the fucking shit that goes in the BBC. Now, I imagine this is high budget. You know. This is a lot of money being spent in this. And, I mean, I could give you 3 or 4 names myself of talented writers that I know. Incredibly talented writers who are original in their thought, extremely creative, could challenge any subject thrown at them. And this is the fucking shite that the BBC put out. It is garbage, man. And it just makes me further think, what the fuck is anybody still paying a licence fee for? We look at some of the stuff that's came out in the news in recent weeks, and I apologise, I don't know the woman's name. I believe she may be a news broadcaster or a journalist, but she certainly works for the BBC, and it's the pay dispute that's going on. And there's figures of people being paid that she may be offered a rebate of £700,000. And there's people at the BBC apparently who are paid upwards of £2 million to work at the BBC. To work at the fucking BBC. And you think of the shit that comes out of that place on every front. And there's somebody there earning £2 million a year for your fucking licence pay. Let's just have a wee look at this actually, because I'm sitting here at the computer. What will we put in? High earners list, BBC. Here we go. Right, this is top 10. Fucking Nicky Campbell's on that. Nicky fucking Campbell. He can't believe his luck. This is the BBC apparently top 10 salary list. I can't speak today, right? I don't know what has happened to me. I cannot fucking talk. Here is the BBC's top earners apparently, right, for 2019. Obviously, fucking bugger lugs himself, Gary Lineker. Now, here's my thing with Gary Lineker, right? According to this, Gary Lineker gets 1.75 million to 1.8 million, right? We all know he's on more than that, so that's pish, right? We know that Gary Lineker's on more than £2 million. Here's my thing with Gary Lineker. See, if you're contracted to the BBC and we're getting paid 1.8 million to present Match of the fucking Day, you shouldn't be on any other fucking channel. Shouldn't he be? He appears in BT Sport. He's on every fucking Saudi channel there is. Gary Lineker is never off the fucking telly, yet he's picking up 1.8 million a year from licence fee payers for the fucking bollocks he does at the BBC. Graham Norton, over 600,000. Steve Wright in the afternoon, 600,000. Hugh Edwards, the news fucking guy, 520,000, £500,000 for Hugh Edwards. Nicky Campbell, 420,000. Alan Shearer, apparently £420,000 to sit as a fucking panellist. Nick Grimshaw, oh my god. Claudia Winkleman, she's worth every penny. Worth every penny. Oh, that is grim. That is grim. It will be interesting to see what happens with the BBC over the kind of coming years, because I do think that people are kind of sick and tired of the licence fee. I really do. I don't think it in any way looks at value for money. I think that there are areas of the BBC where people may enjoy. People might watch the iPlayer. People may watch or listen to the new BBC Sounds app. But I don't think there is enough. I personally don't think there's enough good content across the board to warrant the license fee anymore. And I think that with stuff like Netflix, Amazon, even Sky, even you look at kind of production places like HBO, some of the quality of drama that they're able to produce, I personally don't think the license fee is worth it anymore for what you get from the BBC. I really don't. Also interesting, I suppose at the same time when we've got the whole shit kicking off with the Royals, Harry and Meghan are wanting to go fucking solo. I got a question actually from Stephen Harry Wilson, the bald SDH. Stephen got in touch through the post on Instagram, and Stephen has asked, is this the end of the royal family? I don't think it is. I don't think it is by a long shot. If I'm honest, I'm not a royalist in the sense that, you know, I think that the monarchy deserves to be protected or deserves to be, I just think that we're in a very unique position in this country, in that we have a monarchy that is ingrained in society, if you like that, if that's the way to put it. And I think that the monarchy certainly will, I believe, continue to exist in its current form. And by that, what I mean is, once Lizzie goes, I think it might be a very different kettle of fish. I think the fact that we have, certainly all of my lifetime, and I imagine most of the people who are listening to this podcast just now, most of your lifetime, the bold Liz has been our queen and our head of state and our monarch for our entire life. Now, the shower of fucking arse bandits that live and exist beneath her, I think it will be difficult for people to adjust to them as our monarchy. I think there's something about the Queen, there's something about the way that she conducts herself or holds herself or performs her duties as the Queen that is the status quo, you know. It's understood. She's the Queen, she's on the money, there's fucking bold Lizzie, right? Once she's no longer here and fucking Buggerlugs Charles is in, if it is indeed to be Charles, and we've now got Charles and Camilla as King and Queen, I think that will be a different situation and a completely different setup for people to palate, for people to accept and understand. And currently with the fucking kick-off of Harry and Meghan, I think that there seems to be a kind of a real split, a real 50-50 outpouring of either disgust or support for them. And I would say it's probably equal, 50-50. But I think that there are more of us who don't give a fuck, really. I think that they want you to believe that everyone has an opinion on them and everyone either supports what they're doing or is against it. And I think the truth in the matter is no one really cares. I think the issue of money, security seems to be the big thing, because even if they were to become somehow self-sufficient and step away from everything, they cannot deny the security detail that will be enlisted on them, and that will run into the millions. I would imagine even tens of millions every year. If Meghan is intending to go back to work, in the sense that she wants to do acting again in movies, then you can only imagine the security detail that's going to be required for that, or even as to what type of work she would be able to do. And all I keep thinking is they must have known the situation when they got into it. She must have known that this is what her life would become when she married him. Harry must have known this is what his life would become as he was growing up, as he saw what happened to his mother, as he saw what happened to his father. Well, maybe not his father, but what happened to Charles? There must have been an understanding on both sides as to how this would play out. Now, maybe the done thing would have been if they were of the opinion that this wasn't for them and they couldn't see it out. Maybe the done thing would have been for Harry to have stepped away from duties before he announced his marriage to Meghan. Maybe that would have been the way to play it. Harry steps out, they go and get married in a fucking registry office, you know? They get a 4-berth caravan at the bottom of Sandringham and they go there. But what happens, or what seemed to have happened, isn't it? And it can be, you know, maybe unkind to look at it this way, but it does look as if they have courted, like it's the fucking 20s. They've gone into each other, right? They've had a pump, they've enjoyed it. They've got married. They have got married in one of the grandest weddings seen for quite some time, since Will and Kate, with the world press watching. So there is no doubt in anyone's mind on the planet that after this wedding, you do not know who the actress Meghan Markle is. She's now one of the most famous women in the world. They then get married, which is all paid for. They get taxpayers' money to the tune of, if you believe some newspapers, £2.5 to £5 million to do up their house. From what I understand, 2 world tours, setting up a foundation, and then they decide to step back. So I can understand why some people have got issues around it. I can understand why some people are maybe a bit nose out of joint about the money that's been taken from the public purse to do up a house. But at the same time, I don't think any of us really care. I think Lizzie, after everything she's gone through with fucking the island beast and now this, I imagine she probably wishes she could just phone the SAS and get them all fucking taken out. But maybe that's not in the cards, unless somebody can organise a trip to Paris sometime soon and cut the brakes on a fucking tour bus. But yeah, I don't think the royal family is finished or close to it in any way, shape or form. One thing I did find impressive, I don't know if you saw the clips of them turning up to, was it Sandringham? Turning up to wherever they were having the crisis talks. The fucking bold Lizzie driving the Land Rover. 98-year-old. Fucking rallying it in. Left foot braking, dropping into third. In the fucking big Range Rover. On yourself, Lizzie doll. I don't mind the Queen, man. I really don't. I know people bang on about the royal family, but I think when it comes to it, I really don't mind her. But I do think people will look at the royals a bit differently once Liz is gone. And it's the next breeder. It's Bugger Lugs and fucking Camilla. I think once they're sitting on the throne, I think their cards could be numbered by that point. But we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I had to hire a car this week, and well, long story short, we need to get a new car, right? And well, do we need a new? Yeah, we do need a new car. We want a new car, right? We work hard. We want a nice car. And I got a BMW 1 Series to drive down for the couple of days I was away, and it's a nice car, man. It's a very smooth drive, very comfortable drive, but fuck me, it's small inside. Now I'm a big guy, right? I understand I'm a big man, right? I'm broad, I'm an awkward size, right, in shape. I'm a big unit. But fuck me, this car was tiny, man. Now we've got a Mini, right? To drive a wee Mini Cooper. I'm not lying to you when I say there was more space inside the Mini than there was inside this car, this BMW 1 Series. Very smooth, very comfortable. As my grandfather used to say, a lovely cockpit. That's the only time it always sticks in my head. Anytime I get in a new car, the old boy used to go, it's got a lovely cockpit inside this car. As if he's driving a fucking Spitfire. Nice cockpit, son, you know. Everything's easy reach. Good cockpit in this. But it had a nice cockpit on it. Very comfortable once you were in it, but fuck me. I had to kind of go in, like, side saddle. I had to go in the fucking car side saddle. I tried to go in normal, like open the door, leg in, sit down. My knee hit off the steering wheel and almost pushed my fucking knee into my chest, right? So I'm crushing my internal organs at this point. So I had to go in side saddle and then kind of slip my feet under at an angle and almost dislocate one shoulder so that my shoulders would fit through the frame of the door. That way, the very first time I got in it, when I shut the door, I actually sat and just looked at the frame of the door as if, have I done something? Like, have I just came through the window? Or have I actually came in the door of a car? It was fucking tiny, man. Tiny inside. So, BMW 1 Series is out the fucking window. There's absolutely no chance that's going to be the car that I buy. But, any recommendations on a car? Hey, get in touch, man. Get in touch. I know we caused some controversy before with the coffee machine fucking scandal, but I need something a bit bigger. I'm thinking maybe definitely not going back to an Audi again. Audi can get in the fucking sea. There's no way. I'd consider getting a Nissan again. A Qashqai or maybe a Navaro. Something a good size. So, if you've got any motors that you like driving and you think that the big man would suit it, give us a shout, man. Let me know what you think. There's a couple of nice Mercedes out there. I'd love to go back to a big truck, man. I had a Mitsubishi Warrior years ago, right? And fuck me, this thing was I mean, it was like driving a yacht. It was like driving a fucking boat. People would just park. People would just move out of the way. Get the road. No, I must have had this. Fucking hell, I was still living in Paisley. So you're talking easily 10 years ago? No, 8 years ago? 10 years ago? Maybe even more than that. Fucking hell. Let's say 11 years ago, right? For argument's sake. And you're talking even then I was doing about £250 in diesel a week. This baby could drink, man. Oh. She was big. She was a big lassie, right? But she could fucking drink, man. But what a motor. What a motor. So something a good size, something a bit decent, man. I think that's what we need. So if you get any suggestions out there, get in touch. And if you get any questions for the show, any topics you want me to discuss, get in touch. Website is scottgibsoncommon.co.uk. Sign up to the mailing list. It's the best way to hear about any new material, one-off special gigs or tour shows coming up. Facebook, I am Scott Gibson Comedy. Instagram and Twitter, we are at Big Scott Gibson, so please do get in touch. Right, do you know what? In saying that, let's go and do a question. Let's do a listener's question. Okay. Stuart Kyle. Stuart has got in touch on Facebook. Stuart, thank you for contacting. Stuart has asked, as a fellow dog man, dogs sleeping on the bed beside you, or does young Murphy have to sleep on the floor? Stuart, first of all, good question, mate. Good question. And it's something that I feel very, very strongly about. Now, let me just say straight off the bat that the tour manager is not only my dog, he's my baby. He's my boy, right? He's my firstborn. He's the true love of my life, okay? He is currently sleeping behind me as I record this podcast. I've made him a wee bed on the sofa, as I always do. I put a wee jumper underneath his chin because he likes a wee pillow and he goes to sleep. That boy sleeps beside me whenever he wants. Now, if we have a nap during the day, if I feel that I need a wee nap, a wee siesta, I will take my boy in and him and I will We'll cuddle in and have a wee sleep in the bed. He does have his own space, his own wee bed next to mine on the floor. But 9 times out of 10, we will wake up every morning and he's either on the bed or he's in bed beside us. I have never understood people who don't let their dogs sleep in bed with them, or who don't let their dogs up in the sofas, or they don't let them in certain rooms in the house. I've never understood it. Generally, now, again, you may completely disagree with me and you might think I'm wrong, but I do not see the point in having a pet, especially a dog, if you are not going to love that dog unconditionally. And part of that unconditional love, I think, is letting the dog be on or in your bed with you. That's it. Now, if he's wet or he's minging or he's dirty, fine. But I don't get it when people stick their dog in a cage overnight, or they keep it in a room, they don't let it out the kitchen or something like that. I've never, ever, ever understood that. So I think if you've got a dog, and if the dog wants to sleep in the bed beside you, let him sleep in the bed. If he wants to sleep on the bed, let him sleep in the bed. Let him sleep where the dog wants to sleep. That's what I think. And long may it continue that the tour manager loves a cuddle. He fucking loves it. The only thing that's annoying is sometimes I come into bed and he's asleep on my side and the missus is already in bed asleep, and I go to shift him to get in and he starts fucking growling at me as if to say, hey, you've missed your chance. Do you mean now I'm not going to curl up and sleep on his wee mattress? Some of the fucking noises he makes trying to get into your own bloody bed at night. So yes, Stuart, thanks for the question, mate. The tour manager, aka Murphy, does sleep in the bed beside me, and he will continue to be allowed to do so, as is his want. And I think if you've got a dog, you should let the dog sleep in the bed beside you. Right, do you know what? Let's keep on with the questions, man, because we've actually got quite a few good ones. Elliot Menzies has got in touch on Facebook. Elliot, you have asked a burning question, son, that needs to be addressed. Elliot has asked, doner kebab on a pizza, is that acceptable? Elliot, I am here to tell you that it is acceptable, son. It is acceptable. Now, I cannot tell from the tone of your message if that is what you were hoping to hear, but I can confirm as your Commander-in-Chief, doner kebab on a pizza is acceptable. Not only is it acceptable, I would even go as far to say as it's suggestible as well as acceptable. It's all the I think doner meat on a pizza is a fucking wonderful combination. And do you know what, Elliot? I feel that good about it. I'm even going to raise you one more. I'm going to say this: a doner calzone. I said it, Elliot. It's a different texture to your doner, you know. If you have it on a pizza, it might be crispy on top, but in a calzone, Elliot, in a doner calzone. This is the wrong time to be answering questions about food when I'm hungry. But, Elliot, I would say completely acceptable to have a doner meat pizza. I think it's one of Scotland's hidden culinary joys, and I would suggest that you enjoy it if you do so already. And if you don't, Elliot, treat yourself, mate. Get yourself down to the 3-in-1 and get a wee doner meat pizza and fucking indulge, brother. Indulge. Thanks for getting in touch, mate. Moving on. Karen Escape on Facebook. Karen has asked, because you travel so much and work nights, do you have insomnia or trouble sleeping? I do, Karen. I'm looking for tips to get a better night's sleep. What works for you? I've always had problems. My problem sleeping started when I was about 18 and I started working in nightclubs. So when I was 18, I started working on the doors in Paisley and Vienna's. Oh, Vienna's! I was a bouncer. The happiest wee bouncer in Paisley. I remember a drunk patron, a woman coming up to me and saying once, very drunkenly and aggressively, it was Paisley, she went, "Your eyes are too kind to be a bouncer." I says, "Thank you, madam. Now please leave." So since then I have had problems sleeping. We would finish work about 3:30, maybe go home for 4:30. You end up sitting up to 6:30, 7:00, and that's always the thing. Even now with gigs, even if you're very tired before a gig, or even if you're tired after a gig, the adrenaline that's running through you keeps you up for hours. So usually at the weekend I'll maybe go to bed about 2 or 3 in the morning, and a lot of that is just winding down, just watching telly, or maybe some ideas are in your head, so you maybe write down a few things, whatever it is. But a lot of that is just trying to wind down. I'm very lucky, Karen, in that I don't have to get up really for anything the next day. You know, if I am working the next day, it tends to be at night. Occasionally there's times when I need to get up to go to a meeting, or you may have like a bit of telly warm up or something on during the day. But I am still lucky that I know that it's not really like a 9 to 5 kind of office job that I'm doing. So I often think when I see friends or people who I used to go to school with, or old colleagues, posting stuff on social media at like 3 in the morning going, you know, insomnia is back and I can't sleep, I do feel bad for people who then have to get themselves together and go and do an 8-hour shift, you know, from 9 o'clock in the morning. I think lots of things work for different people. I tend now to just, if I can't sleep, get up. I don't try and fight it anymore. In the same way where if my missus goes to her bed and I know I'm not tired, I will go into bed beside her, and then I usually just get back up again in half an hour when she's asleep, because there's no point in me trying to trick my body into it. I get the sleep that I need. I know that if I have maybe 2 or 3 nights where I have a bad sleep, I know I'm going to pick that up eventually, just because you learn to kind of read your own body over time. There's nothing particular that I do in order to try and get to sleep. I think a lot of it is maybe just clearing your mind of stuff if you can. Sometimes I find that if I've got a lot of stuff coming up, or there's a lot of things happening at one time, my mind can be very busy at night, and there can be a lot on my mind. And I find that if I am struggling to get to sleep, then just simply sitting at the desk for 5-10 minutes and writing through a list of what is in my head, what has to be done, and try and prioritise that, so that I know maybe in the next couple of days, right, I'm going to tackle this, this and this. That tends to kind of free that sense of worry that's maybe in your mind, because a lot of the time when you're struggling to get to sleep, you just can't shut down. You know, you just can't shut down. I wish I could say to you that there's something I take or something I drink. I have noticed recently, like, I need to understand more about CBD oil, and I need to understand more about weed, man. I really think I need to start smoking weed. I see all these people, and they talk about how it helps creativity, and it can just help you relax. And I'm not saying I'm going to become a mad fucking Seth Rogen stoner, but I need to find out more about CBD oil, because that seems to be the big thing now that everybody's taking. And I think I need to start smoking weed. In fact, I think we all do. Karen, if you're struggling to sleep, hen, and insomnia is an issue, I think we all need to start smoking weed. That's what I think we need to. I remember years ago a mate of mine, Stevie, and his whole thing was he had hoped, and I remember when he told me, I thought, it's a fucking genius idea. He was banking on Scotland becoming independent, as we all were, and he hoped that Scotland would legalise cannabis, right, and legalise marijuana. And his plan was then going to be, he'd go to Gretna and buy a cafe and open up a cannabis cafe in Gretna, so that all the English people would come over the border to go and smoke dope in Gretna. I thought, it's a fucking genius idea, mate. But I think I need to get in. I think I need to start smoking some weed, man. Just fucking chill out, you know. The last few months, I have been thinking that I would suit a cigar. I know that's, honestly, see, when I was younger, I used to always think when I'm old, like an old man, I want to be like an old man sitting in a pub with a big fucking glass of whiskey and a cigar. What a life. Just no, nothing else than that. Like, I don't know what my backstory is. I don't know if I've got money. I don't know if I've had a life of mystery. Just an old, no, like a Jakey, like an old man, just, you know, well-to-do, just an old geezer sitting with a big fat whiskey and a fucking cigar on the go. So maybe we need. I'm not a fan of whiskey. Maybe that will come with time. But maybe now in my mid-30s maybe this is the right time to start smoking cigars. Fags just seem dirty. You know, fags like, you want to draw that, mate? Here, you got a fag on you. You never hear anybody say, have you got a cigar on you, mate? You never hear that. And if you did, I'd go, oh, aye. We've got a baller here. You know? Cigarettes are just, they're just dirty. They're just small, weird, thin. I need them. Oh, get it in me. Get me nicotine. Whereas a cigar's like fucking. You know? A cigar's powerful. There's something powerful about a cigar. You know? There's something devious about a cigarette. Devious, snaky. You know? He's a wee snake. He's a fucking cunt, that guy. You know? That's a cigarette smoker. Plotting, nasty wee plans. Loads of people all huddled round, smoking. Fucking snaky wee bitchy bastards. Bit cigar smokers. Yes, we made 16 million against the Philippines as the Japanese market opened this morning. You know, there's just power. A cigar says power, and a cigarette says weasel. I should be in charge of the National Cigar Smoking Society. Cigars say power. Cigarettes say weasel. I don't know why I've gone kind of part of Sean Connery. If anybody's going to be the face of the cigar smoking industry, it's Sir Sean. Some people smoke cigarettes, but your old dad smokes cigars. I went to a hotel in Abu Dhabi when I was out there, and it was like a proper 5-star, like a real 5-star hotel. You know, you get 5-star hotels for like us, and then you get real 5-star hotels for like people who are multi-millionaires. It's not like you're going to get to Barhead Travel and go, see that big fancy hotel? They don't even know that hotel exists, right? But we went in for a drink, and they had a cigar bar inside this kind of room. And if you imagine like an old-fashioned English like library, like that's what it was like. You know, all wooden bookcases and leather kind of, was it Winchester chairs or whatever, that high back leather chair, and just guys sitting just smoking cigars. And it's all different. All the wooden boxes are behind kind of glass panelling, you know, so nothing, no pricing on it. You just sit with a menu, like a cocktail menu, and pick a cigar, and then one of the boys in the good dresses goes over and fucking prepares it for you and brings it back on a silver tray, and then you just sit and smoke. Now some of the guys, you know, big shakes, fucking dish dab up, and there's a couple of guys sitting there in shorts and t-shirt. And I remember thinking, how much money must that cunt have that's sitting in a pair of fucking shorts and t-shirt? Not only has he got enough money to be in that hotel, he's got enough money to be in that cigar bar, he's then got enough money to be sitting kicking about with fucking shakes and a pair of shorts and t-shirts, smoking a cigar. Now, here's the thing, turn that on his head. If he's sitting there in a pair of shorts and t-shirts smoking a cigarette, he's a fucking bam. You know? A cigar says a lot about you. Aye. think we need to start smoking cigars. How the fuck did we go to cigars? Talking about insomnia. There you go, Karen. Start smoking weed and have a cigar before you go to your bed, hen. Here's a tip for your Uncle Scott. If you're struggling for a good night's kip, have a Hamlet. Right, let's do one more question and then we will fucking move on, man. We've been talking for that long. It's almost pitch black outside. Fuck me. Storm Brandon's moving in. Right, this question is... It's a... excuse me. It's a huge subject. Huge subject. Difficult question. But one that I'm going to try and challenge. Adam Rodney, thank you, brother, for first of all having the confidence to come forward, ask this question and put your name against it. Adam Rodney on Instagram has asked, and it's a question that probably we've all asked ourselves at some point, and if you haven't, you're going to ask it now. Adam has asked, how many toddlers could you leather before they start winning the fight? Yes, Adam. The big questions here on the Battlefield Show. How many toddlers could you leather before they start winning the fight? I love the question. I love it. It's not how many fucking Waynes could you batter, how many kids could you... It's how many toddlers could you leather before they start winning. Love it. First of all, Adam, I'm just going to be honest with you, mate, and I'm going to tell you right now, they're never going to win. They're never going to win. There's no point when they start winning, right? There's no point. The only thing that's going to happen is, how many toddlers can you get a hold of? Because this is an endurance game, right? How old are we talking for a toddler here? 3 to 5? 3 to 5. I think any 3 to 5 year old, if you had a strong base and they get a goal kick to the chops, they're done, right? They're done. You're no smashing a toddler on the jaw, he's taking a bump and then he's coming back here again. They're out the game, right? So it's one clean swipe and they're gone. Okay? Now, if you take it a step further and you go, you're tooled up. I mean, if you're talking golf club, baseball bat, it's endless. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Send them in. Send in the toddlers. Now, if they happen to throw in a couple of midgets dressed as children, that's sneaky. That's sneaky, Adam. Alright? That is sneaky. But on their own toddlers, I think, and if they're coming one at a time, I could do a solid 90 minutes. A solid 90 minutes of just fucking fighting them off, man. Probably at that point you need a breather. And even if they got the better of you, man, like, are they organised enough, to kind of consume you and take you down? And even if they got in it, what are they going to do, bite you? I mean, what, scratch? Unless they're tooled up. No, that puts a different spin on it, if it's tooled up toddlers, I need to maybe rethink my approach. But Adam, good question, mate. Thanks for asking it. I don't know. What do you think, Adam? Have you had previous experience of fighting off toddlers? I don't know, mate. But I would say a solid 90 minutes. I'd give it my best. I'd get a good strong base, low centre of gravity, take the jacket off, make sure I'm loose, and then just keep swinging that fucking hammer. Just to see a wee bodies fucking lying around. Oh, fucking hell, man. Adam, great question, mate. Thanks very much for getting in touch. Adam got in touch on Instagram. Karen got in touch on Facebook. As did Stuart and Stephen Harry Wilson on Instagram as well. Thanks to everybody who got in touch with the questions. As I said before in the show, scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk is the website. Go on there, sign up to the mailing list if you haven't already. Follow on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Facebook is Scott Gibson Comedy. Instagram and Twitter is @BigScottGibson. And wherever you listen to this podcast, fucking hell, man. Oh, I'm getting tired. Wherever you listen to this podcast, make sure you subscribe and share it. Try and grow the numbers, man. Let's get the Battlefield Army going. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, Acast, Stitcher, TuneIn and iHeartRadio. So no excuses. Subscribe and share it. If you can be asked, you get time, leave a review, and let's build the army. Thanks very much indeed for your questions, everybody. Right, let's do some news, man. Play the jingle! Today's headlines. Man suffers 3-day erection. Koala bear tricks reporter. And burglar sucks toes. Well, as always, at a time when the world is potentially in crisis, it's either on fire, planes are being shot down from the air, generals are being blown up thousands of miles away, and the royal family is in crisis. The good people at the Metro keep the integrity of journalists in this country true and straight by reporting on the massive news stories that are out there. And let's just jump straight in at the very first news story. Man suffers 3-day erection. As always, all of these news stories are available on metro.co.uk should you choose to read further into them. This is from Emma Brazel. Emma is not a new name to us. We have read some of her wonderful stories before. Fuck. I just think you would just quit, wouldn't you? You would just fucking quit. I mean, you're not a journalist. Right, you're not a journalist. If you are working for a free paper, right, and you're somebody's had to sit at a computer and type this. You know, what is it you're working on today? Well, it turns out that the Iranians have confirmed that they actually shot that passenger plane down from Ukraine. Oh my God, yeah, so I better get back to the story. What is it you're working on, Emma? A man has taken a bull supplement that's given him an erection for 3 days. Get the fuck out of this office. Headline reads, man suffers 3-day erection after taking stimulant used for breeding bulls. Fuck me. The joke's right himself. Let's see how many puns we have got in the first line. A man from Mexico. Stop the bus. Stop the bus. Of course it's Mexico. What is it with all these mad fucking South American countries? Have they not got Netflix? They get fucking Narcos, for God's sake. Sit and watch Narcos. A historical documentary about your people. From your people. A man from Mexico was reportedly left with a 3-day erection after taking a sexual stimulant used for breeding bulls. What a fucking nutter. The individual, who has not been named, obviously, received urgent surgery at a specialist hospital. A specialist hospital? What, a dick hospital? Or a bull hospital? Is it a vet? Is a specialist hospital a vet? Has he been rushed to a vets? Imagine going to a vets. Because the thing is, whenever you go to a vet, they ask you your name, but they also ask the pet's name. I mean, has he had to name his Bobby? Your name? Miguel. And your cock? Miguel Jr. Oh, rushed to a specialist hospital in Reynosa, where his condition became persistent. He's said to have taken the drugs after planning to have sex with a woman 30. I mean, straight away, we don't need to know her age, right? We don't need to know her age, okay? It's not as if he's going to say, look, I was planning to shag a woman, she's 86-year-old. Okay, maybe that's why he was taking the stimulant, you know? I don't know. Maybe there was a debt to be paid. He had to go and see this woman, and she's like, how much do I owe you? You fucking need to rattle me. I beg your pardon. You heard, you need to rattle me. And he went, I can't, you're 86. It's fucking rotten. And she's went, take 2 of the tablets. Fucking off you go. Maybe she said, take 1 of the blue pills. And he's thought she went, take 1 of the bull pills. It's an easy mistake to make. He's taking a bull tablet and he's got a fucking Roger for 3 days. Apparently he was going to have sex with a woman aged 30. This is when you know it's bullshit. When people go into that level of detail, when it's a sexual injury, you know it's bullshit. It's like when you always ask nurses, when what's the weirdest thing you've put out a guy's ass? One, it's always men, because men are weird. And you hear people putting like bottles of tomato sauce up their arse. Why? Just buy a dildo, right? Don't be ashamed. This is the problem with people, with how we look at sex in this country. Don't be ashamed of it, man. If you like to put things up your bum, put things up your bum. I don't know if that's the police coming to this. Don't worry about it. Don't be sticking bottles of fucking sauce up your arsehole when there are actual things designed to go up your bum. Alright? Says to have taken the drugs after he was planning to have sex with a woman who's 30. Doctors told Peruvian newspaper La Republic he had taken a sexual stimulant which he bought in Vacaras, used by farmers in that region to invigorate bulls for insemination. You fucking mad bastard. The man travelled to Vacaras in east Mexico to purchase the stimulant used by farmers in that region to according to reports. There have been no updates on his condition following the surgery. What do you mean surgery? What did they do to him? They fucking cut his balls off. Do you drain it? Is it like a cauliflower ear? Can you drain a hard on? Oh. In September, a man from Bristol revealed he had a painful erection for 36 hours after coming off painkillers. What kind of fucking painkillers are you coming off, mate? Elliot Rossiter, 41, became addicted to the painkiller codeine after he was prescribed him his medication. He had to have surgery after he got an erection that would not go away on a trip to France in October 2016. He explained it wasn't sexual in any way at all and I wasn't feeling aroused. Fucking bullshit. Well, let's hope this unnamed man who's taking some bull stimulants fucking is alright. Good luck to you, brother. You know? Good luck to you. Second news story, you may have seen this. If you've not seen the video, you should go and look at it. It's on Twitter and it's on Instagram. It's a female reporter out in Australia, and she is handed a koala bear, right? Because obviously, you know, Australia's on fire and koala bears are literally been burnt alive. It's fucking horrific. And they told her that she was going to be holding what's called a drop bear, which I don't believe is even a real thing. And they made her basically wear protective clothing, like this body armour suit, mask, gloves, fucking biker boots, before they gave her a koala bear. And she thought she was being handed some deadly thing, that turns out it was a cuddly koala. Right now, I don't know, one, it was a laugh, yes, but I don't know if these guys have got like some fetish for somebody dressed up as if they're going paintballing. But again, apparently this is news. ITV news reporter tricked into wearing body armour to hold a koala. What a fucking trick. A British ITV reporter fell for a classic Aussie prank when she donned body armour to hold a koala. Debbie Edwards was told the animal was a drop bear, a dangerous predator which plunges from trees to land on humans and attack them with its venomous teeth. Tourists have fallen for versions of this for decades, but Debbie, 40, had never heard of the ruse. The ITV News Asia correspondent got dressed up in protective boots and safety goggles to take hold of the bear. She panicked while holding it, asking for someone to take it away from her. Carers told her they might have to subdue it with a dart gun as it was preparing to attack her. But when he took it off her and cuddled it without wearing any protective gear, she realised she had been tricked. And this is the bit that got me. At the end of the video, Debbie replies with, "Fucking Aussies." Now, I don't know if that's an appropriate way to respond. Fucking Aussies. That sounds pretty... I mean, if that was any other nationality or group of people, she'd be in bother, would she know? I remember when I heard that in the video, I went, "She fucking hell, Debbie. Rein it in, hen. Tell us what you really think." She's like, "Fucking Aussies." Oh. Apparently drop bears are a real thing. Apparently they're a close cousin of the koala. Who knew? Debbie was covering the devastation caused by bushfires on Kangaroo Island off the south coast of Australia. I mean, if you're a news reporter and you've been covering the devastation in Australia, you would know what a fucking koala looks like, surely. You also maybe don't respond at the end of a news item with the words, "fucking Aussies." Fair play to you, Debbie. You've obviously been battling your racism towards the Aussies for some time, and that was just a push over the edge. Right, final news piece. I don't know if this is true. If it is true, this is fucked up, man. But it's by Jen Mills, another wonderful journalist, and the headline is as follows: "Man wakes up to find burglar sucking his toes." I mean, that's like something that a fucking... What was that thing that the BBC show? Detective. Oh my god. What's his name? That'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Anyway, the article reads, "A man has been traumatised, obviously. Obviously. Even if you... I'm not a feet person, right? I've never been a foot person. I don't really understand people who like feet. But again, each to their fucking own. If you like feet and you've got someone with feet who likes you liking their feet, fucking plow on. Who cares? It's no weird. It's no weird. Nothing's weird. Do what you want. All I'm saying is, even if you were a foot person, right? Even if you enjoyed your toes getting sooked, if you woke up in the middle of the night with a stranger sucking on your toes, you'd be traumatised. A man has been traumatised after waking up in the middle of the night to find a burglar sucking his toes. Fuck me. If this is in this country, it's gone to shit. The victim 20. Oh, he's just a Wayne. You're never sleeping again. You're never sleeping again. The victim 20 told the intruder that he didn't have any money. You wake up and some cunt's at the bottom of your bed sucking your toes. The first thing you say is, "I've not got any money." That's not the first thing you say. That is not the first thing you say. That's why you should always wear socks to bed. I know people go, "You need to let your feet breathe. You've got to let the air get to them." What if somebody breaks in and suck my toes, ma? Somebody's sucking your toes, you go, "I've not got any money." What? This is I smell a rat. The victim 20 told the intruder that he didn't have any money, but the man responded that he didn't want cash, he just wanted to suck toes. Fucking legend. "I don't want your money, I just want to suck toes." They began to fight. Of course you would. First of all, you offer money like a gentleman. And then a duel, with the suspect claiming he would pull a gun from his pants and grabbing his genitals as if to do so. This is taking a twist. Thankfully, he did not pull out a gun, and the victim managed to push him outside. He could have just led him by his toes. Just dangle your feet in front of him. He'd have fucking followed you out like the Pied Piper. After leaving, the man smashed the victim's car windscreen and then fled. Right, let's get this right. Guys woke up to a stranger sucking his toes. He then offers him money. He says, "I don't want money, I want to suck your toes." Then there's a scuffle. He grabs his cock pretending it's a gun. Thankfully it's not a gun. He somehow gets him outside, and then the toe sucker smashes his car window and runs off. I'm going to say this is two guys that have had a pump and are falling out. That's what I'm going to say. Right? Fucking Poirot sitting here. Police were called to a scene in Bradenton, Florida. I give up. Of course it's America. Of course it's America. And of course it's Florida. Cunts need to start getting put down. I know, I'm just being daft now, right? It's 2020. See if the police are having to be called out because somebody broke into your house to suck your toes. You and the fucking toe sucker need to get put down. It says here the police, this was in Christmas Eve, and they brought dogs into the home to track down the foot fetishist. However, they have not yet made any arrests. They took swabs of DNA from between the victim's toes. Oh, get to fuck. But they have not yet come up with any matches in a database. What, is there a toe sucking database? No similar cases have yet to be reported. The toe sucker's gone underground. This is like the fucking Zodiac killer all over again, innit? Well, there you go, team. Another fucking exciting episode, eh? And that was your weird and wonderful news stories from the incredible journalist outpost at the Metro. Man suffers 3-day erection after taking bull pill, not blue pill. ITV racist news correspondent, fucking Aussies, tricked into holding a koala bear. And a toe fetishist breaks in, sucks toes, denies money, uses a cock gun, and escapes the police. Fuck me. Right, team, that's us. Episode 14 in the bag. Thank you to everybody who got in touch. Fucking good questions, man. Some of them made me laugh when I was reading them out. Thank you for listening. Once again, go over the old housekeeping. Let's get the dates up here. The White Noise Tour kicks off again at the end of January. January 25th, East Kilbride Arts Centre. February 7th, Barfield Theatre in Largs. February 23rd, Webster's Theatre in Arbroath. After that, we're hitting Musselburgh, Cambridge, Uddingston, Killearn, Newton Abbey in Northern Ireland, Livingston, Dunoon, and there's going to be another couple of gigs getting added in there as well. So go to the website, scottgibsoncomedy.co.uk, check out all the dates, get your tickets, sign up to the mailing list, subscribe to the podcast, and if you can, share it on your social medias, share it with friends and family. Let's build the Battlefield army. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in a battlefield soon. Onwards.